Good morning to all the students at Terrigal Public School. My name is Mrs. Foster and I'm from the library. This week, to celebrate NAIDOC Week, we're going to be looking at a book by Aboriginal author and illustrator Greg Dryce. It is called MAGPIE, and we are celebrating NAIDOC Week, which is a great opportunity to learn about different Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander cultures within Australia. At the end of the story, there will be some activities for you to do, but we hope you enjoy the book.
Magpie. Hey, you know, traditionally this would be called Mundrable Galoo. Everyone say Mundrable?
Mundrable.
What do you reckon that means?
Mag.
And Galoo?
Mag.
Yeah, gee, you fellas are smart. No wonder they picked you. All right. Now, let's have a look at Mundrable Galoo. So when I wrote this book, I thought of every kid who's ever been picked on. I thought, this book's for you, and hopefully I can help them. So it goes something like this. Way back before, once upon a time, there was a dream time. And in that time, there was a Mundrable Galoo. Yeah, can you see him? Does he look Mundrable? What do you reckon? Did I get his eyes right?
Yeah.
He's real Mundrable looking. Yeah. When the elders asked Galoo why he's always Mundrable, he said he was angry because of them butcher birds. Those butcher birds were always teasing him and they were always calling him mean words. Oh, so those elders, they said to him, hey, see that water there? That water, it started as one little speck up in the sky. Then it rumbled and it swished and it tumbled and it hit those mountains over there and it smashed and it crashed and it splashed and then it calmed down. So they were saying, if that water can go through all of that and be that calm, so can you. And he thought, that makes sense. And then little Balal, can you see Balal hiding in the tree there? What do you think Balal is?
Ow.
Yeah, so he said to him, underneath that water is really strong. What's it called? When the water's really strong, what's that? The current. He said, you need to be strong like that current. And then Gullah Yaley, can you see Gullah Yaley there? Only leaves one character left. Dinawar was talking first, the big fella, then Balal. So who's Gullah Yaley? Yeah, so Gullah Yaley, he said to him, you know, every time I see the butcher birds coming, you fly at them. Why don't you try going the other way for a change? And he thought, oh, that makes sense, right? So the next day he went looking for feed and along came the butcher birds. And then those butcher birds said, hey, Galoo, how come you're so slow? Oh, and he was trying to stay calm, right? But then they said, hey, Galoo, how come you're so ugly? Oh, he got Mundrable then. So he took off in the air and went on the
Attack.
Ah, you fellas can do that better than that. Let's try that. Lower your voices a bit like you're on the radio, you know, get that cool. Yeah. Let's try that. So, when he saw them, he got all Mundrable and went on the
Attack.
Yeah, actually, for dramatic effect, let's add one more thing to it, right? After you say attack, let's throw in a dun dun dun. All right, yeah, that'll work it. All right, here we go. So, and he saw them butcher birds, he got real Mundrable and he went on the
Attack. Dun dun dun.
Yeah, that's right. He was getting Mundrable. And then them cockatoos, they called him over there. And Murray was saying, hey, you need to stay. He goes, stay calm like the water. I know I tried staying calm. And then Billard, a black cockatoo, he said, yeah, but you didn't be powerful like the current. He goes, I try to be strong, I go on the attack. And they go, no, being strong doesn't mean going on the attack. He's like, what? He said, being strong means you do what you want. At the moment, you're doing what they want. If you're going to be strong and powerful, do what you want. So the next day he went looking for his breakfast, right? And he was about to eat these worms. Guess what? They're faster than him. So every worm he went to eat, what'd they do? They'd eat it. Why? Why were they eating all these worms? Yeah, what did they want him to do? They wanted him to get mad. And then he was thinking, oh, I know what you're doing, but I'm going to stay calm like that water. So he thought about what the pelican said. Can anyone remember what the pelican said to him?
Ignore them.
Yeah, go the other way was what he said. So he thought, I'm going to listen to that bit of advice. So he went to the other side of the river. He's like, you fellas can eat all the worms you want. So he went over to the other side of the river. Then they started following him. Now mimicking him. Any of you fellas got a brother or sister mimic? Yeah, it's annoying, isn't it? So they were mimicking him and they were trying to stir him up just to get a big... What were they trying to do?
Attack.
Yeah, they wanted that big reaction out of him. So then he was starting to get hungry. Then he was getting hangry. Any of you fellas been hangry before? Yeah. So he starts getting real Mundrable then. So he takes off in the air to go on the attack. But as he flew over the water, he looked at how calm that reflection was. And it looked real calm. And then he looked at his eyes in there. And then he thought, I don't want to be known as the Mad Magpie. And then he started thinking, right, if I'm going to be strong, I'm going to do what I want. So he landed on the other side of that river and he started to sing. Every time the butcher birds come along to try and get a reaction out of him, he would just sing. He wouldn't give them that reaction. And after a while, they thought, this fella doesn't get mundurable anymore. He's boring. Let's go off and find somebody else who gives us a reaction. So they took off. Off they went. And all the elders were proud of him. They said, you did it, Gullu. You stayed calm like that. Water. But you stayed strong like it's? Current. Yeah, and so he was real proud of himself then and his music. And then obviously after that, he started teaching all the other birds to sing when they were having a bad day. You know, some of them little birds he was teaching them like this. And some of those bigger birds like him get that bigger song going. And every day he started to notice people would wake up singing songs and they'd go to bed singing to their little babies as well. And every time he heard the birds singing, he got real proud of himself and thought, I'm going to be known as the musical magpie, not the mundurable magpie, not that mad one. And this bit was my most, I really enjoyed this one writing this book. This is where I got the characters out of my other books to join in and support him. Because everyone learned to use music to create a happy mood and they all worked together to stop bullying. And that's what you got to do. I remember as a young fella, if you ever see somebody getting picked on, we used to say to our uncles and that, what if there's 10 of them? We can't fight 10 people like this. Like, you don't have to fight. You just got to be there and show you care. Imagine this, you got 10 bullies picking on one kid and you go sit beside the kid. You don't fight, you don't talk nonsense. You just sit there and smile. And if you go to a really, really awesome school, imagine all the good kids come and join you. How many kids go to Tambourine Mountain School? 600. Imagine that, you got 10 awful kids start to pick on one and all of a sudden 600 kids come and sit beside them with a smile. What would those awful kids do then? Run away. Yeah, they'd be out of there. We go, hang on, look out, I'm getting out of here. This looks... So this is what we always love. Lots of kids think if someone's picking on you, you've got to get all mundurable. You've got to get all angry, you've got to slam a door, you've got to say mean words and stuff like that. But you don't. You just got to be there and show you care. And my favourite part of it was the fact that when you're having a bad day, you can just put on some music. You know, music can control your heart. Yeah? You know, as babies, my uncles always play, and me too with my kids. Has anyone heard a baby crying like this and they can't go to sleep? We play the didgeridoo for them. And that music is low and slow, and their heart then matches the music and slows down, they fall asleep. And the same, if you're having a bad day, and has anyone ever seen somebody slam a door or say a naughty word when they're having a bad day? Yes. Oh, you're giving a reaction that somebody wants. Somebody stirred you up to get that reaction. Don't give it to them. So instead, put on some music. If you need to calm your heart down, slow down that music. But if you're feeling a little bit sad, or one of your friends is feeling a little bit sad and you want to cheer them up, put on some fast music. Get up, start singing, start dancing, have a laugh. Then you'll love where you live. And that's what I love about these old stories like Mad Magpie.
I really hope that you enjoyed that story by Greg Dryce. I like the way that he tells the stories and he uses the different characters to send a message. And I think the message to try and stay calm like the water is a very good thing to remember when you're feeling anxious or angry. Now that you've finished listening to the story, you have a choice of activities that you can do. So first of all, there is a poster attached to this, which you could either print off and colour. You could draw your own poster or picture of a magpie, which was from the book. You could write a song about a magpie, or you could create a poster as a reminder to the mad magpie how to stay calm and how to learn to get along better with the other people who are trying to annoy him. We hope you enjoy the activities and have a great week.